Today, you are going to be learning about how big businessmen like Carnegie, Vanderbilt, Rockefeller, and Ford were able to build up giant businesses within their respective industries in a time that the American market was expanding. So yes, we are going to start off with some business vocabulary. Woohoo! Wait, pencils? We don't use no stinking pencils. To the wiki you go. It's okay, go ahead and hit pause so you can create your wiki page. Make sure you title it corporations. In your wiki, I want you to type in the following 5 terms: capital, corporation, investors, stock, and dividends. Go ahead and hit pause to make sure you get the words in correctly. In class, we have been talking about the major factors of industry. The 3 biggies are land, labor, and capital. There was a large surplus of land, and therefore natural resources, in the 1800s due to westward expansion, and a large number of workers, otherwise known as the labor, due to immigration. Just to review capital, let's quickly take a look at these images on the bottom here and make sure we understand the difference between industry capital and not industry capital. This giant pile of money here. That's right, industry capital. How about this Romanesque column right here? Not industry capital. Unless you were to somehow peel off that golden layer there on top and maybe sell that for profit. The White House? Not industry capital. That's right. That belongs in our nation's capital. Money bags? No, I'm not talking about Mr. Eline. The money bag over here belongs in industry capital. And Scrooge McDuck's mansion. Please tell me you know who Scrooge McDuck is. That goes into industry capital. Awesome. It looks like we all understand the concept that industry capital is money that is used to start or run a business. But now we have to ask the solid question: where can a business owner get capital? Well, really the obvious place to start is maybe with your friends, because Patrick Starr really has been a huge help in producing my YouTube videos this year. The other obvious place? Family. I know that my nieces and my nephew rake in a few dollars here and there on every major holiday, and definitely on their birthdays. They could help me out, right? They get more than I do. Unfortunately, though, friends and family aren't going to be shelling out enough dough for our entrepreneur, so he or she will have to try to get a bank loan. But in the end, is this all going to be enough? No! The problem is the United States market has expanded so much that you need to make more money. So, what's our business owner to do? The smartest thing to do is start a corporation. A corporation gets money from strangers. Can't beat that, guys. Now, let's take a look at how this works. Our entrepreneur sells a tiny part of his business to strangers. Now, you have to ask the question, why give money to an entrepreneur you don't know personally? Well, maybe if we rephrase things a little bit. The entrepreneur sells stock in his business to investors. Notice how 2 of those words have changed. The stock is a little piece of a business, and investors are the strangers who are giving our entrepreneur his money. And the reason they're giving the money is because they're investing their own money in hopes of earning more money. So, once again, the business makes a profit. Hey, check out all that cash right there. And when the business makes a profit, investors share in that profit. That share that they earn is called a dividend. This is how corporations work. So let's take a look at this vocabulary real quickly. We have our entrepreneur, our investors, the stock, and the dividend. Let's see if we can match them with the appropriate term. First off, entrepreneur is C, a person with a business idea. Our investors are A, stockholders who buy a share in the business. Stock is D, a share in the business, and your dividend leaves us with B, a share of the profits. Now, to make this a little bit easier for you guys, how about I go ahead and put these in order, You can hit pause on the video, and you can add these definitions into your wiki as you see fit. Now that we have the vocabulary figured out, let's do a quick review. Who owns a corporation? That's right, the investors do, because the investors are the people who provided the money that got the business going. So do you feel like maybe we've forgotten somebody here? The entrepreneur, that's right, the guy who came up with the business idea to begin with. Well, now that the entrepreneur has the money to get the business started, his job is to handle the day-to-day running of the business. So, why are corporations necessary in the 1800s? Well, corporations started in the late 1800s because machines, transportation, power, raw materials, and workers cost way too much for just one or two people to afford. Remember, we've got a massive national market now, and entrepreneurs rely on investors to get their businesses started and moving in a competitive market. So is it hard to run a business by yourself? Yes, of course it is. That's why people started to focus on things called trusts and monopolies, and that's why we start to see antitrust acts coming about. All of that, though, is going to be taken care of during class. We don't need to worry about it right now. Go ahead, finish your 3, 2, 1 in your wiki, and you guys are all done with your homework. Now, for making it this far through the video, guys, a special little treat. A picture of Lily with a trash can lid stuck on her head, and Dexter so excited to be flying over the sand and the beach. Have a good evening, guys.